Hello, everybody. This is Manoli here with Manoli's Musings. I am back, baby. I'm back. Manoli is back. I'm sorry I left y'all hanging for a while there. I had a lot of stuff to take care of. I was over in Greece. There's a lot going on in the life of Manoli, and I'm going to talk about it. So yeah, I was in Greece, and that was quite the time. It was a beautiful trip. We were over there for about 2 weeks. We flew into Italy, flew into Rome actually, and then we spent the day there. Walked around, saw the Trevi Fountain, all that. I actually in school I was an Italian minor, so I was excited. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to use my Italian skills, and I think when I spoke Italian to the people there, it made them more upset than if I had just spoken English. So I kind of gave up on that, but that's okay. It was just my education, but that's fine. 4 years of Italian, and anyway, we fly into Rome, and then we get on the ship. It was a cruise. We got on the ship, and we had a group with us because one of my family's businesses. We take groups of people. Basically, we can take you on a cruise ship. We can take you to a casino, Vegas, Atlantic City, New Orleans, cruise ships. You name it. We will take a group there. So we had a group on the ship. It's a wonderful time, and we had all these tours planned in Greece. We made like 6 stops in Greece. We went to Santorini and Rhodos and Mykonos and Athena and Nafplio and Kefalonia and is that it? I don't know. It was a lot. And it was fantastic. It was a beautiful trip. It was a fantastic graduation present. Uh, Let me think some of the highlights here. One of the coolest things, at least for me, is that when we went to Nafplio, that's where the ancient city of Mykonos, or Mycene, is located. So, if you've read, the Odyssey or the Iliad, you know about King Agamemnon, Agamemnon. Or if you've seen the Strauss opera, Electra, you know about Agamemnon. And yeah, so that's where all of that took place, Agamemnon and Electra and Clytemnestra and all of that. So it was cool to see that ancient city. And I have to say, the city is what, 3,000 something years old, and most of it's still standing. The walls are there, the fortifications are there. We built buildings here in the West, and the thing is crumbling, decrepit, broken down. It don't take long. I mean, these things were 3,000 years old, and somebody could still live in it today. I mean, you would have to repair some of the walls and the roof, but otherwise, the foundation's there, the stone is there. And what a beautiful area that was. I mean, it was just these rolling valleys of just green. People had all their plants. I mean, it was so windy too that day. It was actually cold. And it was just an amazing view from up there at Mykonos. It was beautiful. And then afterwards, we went to the city, and then we went to the tomb of Agamemnon, and that was pretty cool. It's like, you walk in. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Just what you expect an ancient tomb to look like. That's 3,000 something years old, and it was at one point the biggest dome of antiquity, in its day, and it held that record for a long time before the Roman Pantheon was built, and that usurped it. But the Greeks did it first, so there you go. Um, and then we got back in the bus, and we drove to the ancient theater of Epidaurus, and so this is an ancient amphitheater, 3,000 something years old. And let me tell you, it can fit 14,000 people outside amphitheater. The acoustics are perfect. They're perfect. You could drop a pin. I mean, literally drop a pin, and you would hear it all the way up. I mean, how did they figure this out? I mean, these were smart people, man. They figured out a system. It was like Well, each section of the stadium is like a triangle, and they bounce off of each other, and it's facing the wind comes, and it helps the sound travel through. I mean, it's amazing how these geniuses they constructed this amphitheater. I mean, it's huge. I mean, these theaters we have today, the acoustics aren't nearly as good, and they can only hold, a couple thousand people. You have to push to get your voice out there. Well, naturally, I couldn't resist. I had to just, you know, perfect acoustics. I know that, I mean, I'm a Greek, and all the ancient Greek singers. I bet they had sang there. I know Maria Callas sang there back in the '60s. So I'm like, well, I got to sing her. I mean, there's no way I'm not gonna test out these perfect acoustics. Anyway, I had all my people sit down. We all lined up. They were ready for me to go. I start singing. I'm singing some Verdi, and I'm singing, and I hear a whistle. And I just ignore it because I don't know. I'm singing. I wasn't singing, too much. It was like less than 60 seconds of music. Anyway, so I'm singing, singing, and I see this guy. He's approaching me from my left. This guy, the guard. And honestly, I had no idea where he came from. I didn't see anyone. I mean, this guy looked like he climbed out of a hole in the ground. He didn't look very official. He didn't have a badge. He just kind of walked slow over to me, and he goes, "No singing in the theater." And I said, "Oh, really? What is it here for?" He didn't really like that. He tried to give me a ticket or something. Honestly, I thought he wanted to lock me up. And then, the tour guide and my father, they kind of, eased him off of me, and they spoke Greek to him, and he kind of once he realized that we were Greeks, he kind of backed off. But yeah, I don't know. This the theater with perfect acoustics, and you're not supposed to sing. They let people clap in the middle. That was allowed. You could clap and you could talk, but no singing allowed. Um, but I sang there, and yeah. So I did sing, and I'm glad I did it. This is like once in a lifetime thing. This is a theater of my ancestors, people. I couldn't not sing there, of course. I have a video of it too. I put it on my YouTube. I also put it on TikTok, and it did pretty well. I have to say, maybe Manoli, he's popular with the people, maybe. Anyway, TikTok. Yeah, I have very mixed feelings about that app. I don't know what to say. But anyway, where else did we go? We went to Santorini, and one of the things we saw there was the ancient city of Akrotiri, which basically Santorini is built on the rim of a volcano, the caldera, as they call it. And back in antiquity, I guess this is about, again, 3,000 years ago, there was a city by the water called Akrotiri. And, well, it's buried now. It was buried under a bunch of ash. There was a big eruption, essentially, and it buried the entire city. And so you could see like the houses, the shops. You could see the pottery, the amphoras. They were all still there. Foundations of the houses, and I mean the houses were pretty well preserved. I mean, some of them had multiple floors. It was pretty amazing that they could actually build this city back then. And even more interesting is that there was not one, there has not been one body found in Akrotiri, not one, which would mean to suggest that the Greeks, some smart people, these Greeks, they knew that there was an event coming, possibly through earthquakes or whatever, and they evacuated the entire city out, who knows where, and nobody died. So they actually escaped. Yeah, pretty smart people, if I do say so myself. And yeah, we went to Corinth. We saw the Corinth Canal, and we saw where the Apostle Paul wrote, some of his writings and his letters. It was that was very rewarding. That was very cool. Very special. Where else did we go? Went to Rhodos. We saw the we saw the Acropolis of Rhodes, um, and we were climbing up there, and there's this lady going up there, and these people were trying to help her. They're like, "Let me help you, let me help you." She's like, "I can do this. I'm not an invalid, I swear." And it made me laugh, and so I wanted to tell you about it. It made me chuckle. Um, I'm not an invalid. Um, I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, just take the help. What is the big deal? You want to fall and bust your head open on this marble? Take the help. But um, anyway, so we're up there on this Acropolis, and it was interesting. Up there, there must have been several hundred, maybe even 1,000 bases of statues, and you could see where the feet of the statues were. But all the statues have been stolen because everybody had to steal all our stuff. They had this. The British Museum stole everything. Invaders from who knows where, they all had to steal everything. So there's all these bases of statues, and there's not one left, which is a shame. Anyway, I'm walking around this Acropolis of Rhodes, and it's on top of a mountain, you know, as the name would suggest. And I'm trying to figure out how to get back down, and I see like this. There's like a little archway, and there's some steps. And I said, "Huh, I think that's the way to go down." It looks like, that would look like it. But I wasn't so sure. Anyway, I ease up to it. I kind of looked through the archway, and there was about 3 steps, and then it just dropped right off the face of the cliff. And I'm like, why didn't they rope that off? Like, it was very easy for somebody to get confused. It would just walk right off. I don't know. I guess you gotta watch out. But what a beautiful sight it was. The ancient city. I mean, the view from atop this Acropolis, this mountain. I mean, the water was so blue. It had the town. You could see the town beneath it, and there's this lagoon right underneath it. It's in the shape of a heart. I'm not making this up. It's in the shape of a heart, and only in Greece would you see something like that. I mean, just the natural beauty of this country. It's beyond reproach. I mean, it is just a magnificent place to be. Um, And the ship we were on, I mean, Celebrity Beyond, I mean, what a beautiful ship this was. This has got to be the most beautiful cruise ship on the high seas, and I am not kidding. I've been on my share of cruises. These ships are top notch. They're very swanky. They have fantastic food. The people on it are so nice. I mean, yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I mean, my goodness, me and my father, we must have put a hurt on their inventory of a monkey shoulder, the scotch that they have on there. I mean, it was fun, but we would do it, and we would be up in the morning ready to go. So, ready to go sightsee and go walk around the town and get some food. I mean, the food in Greece is just so fantastic. It's fresh. I mean, you haven't had a tomato till you've been to Greece and you've seen the tomato that they put in the salad, the Greek salad. I mean, it is lights out. It's like, I don't know, they're huge. And the seafood, my God, it's just, when we were in Kefalonia, me and my father, we sat down, we ate, and I ordered tarama. We ordered the maridas, smelts, fried smelts. That's like a very popular thing over there. We ordered octopodia, something else that I forget what it was. Maybe it was just a salad, and then I had a fix, which is a local Greek beer. I mean, it was a feast. It was a feast of this beautiful, fresh fish, fresh seafood. I mean, just stuff that you cannot get in the States. I'm getting hungry just talking about it, I swear. And you know how much the check was? It was like less than 30 euros. I mean, you just can't beat it. That meal in the States would have cost, 100, $150. I mean, I miss the food there so much. It's just, I can't stay away for too long. I have to go back and get some of that food. It's just so fresh and delicious. It's just, you can't get it. You just can't get it in the States. I'm sorry. I mean, at least not at that price point. My goodness. I mean, there's some good Greek restaurants in the States. New York and Chicago and Tarpon Springs and all some of those places, but you want it the real way. You go to Greece. That's about it. Um, yeah, I mean, just a beautiful trip. I mean, we saw so many things, so many sites, historical sites. Mykonos, we walked around the town. We got some bugata, which my father, every time if you mention Greece to him, he talks about the bugata, which is the Greek. It's like a Greek pastry. It's the phyllo with the custard inside, and it's not too sweet, which I like as well. I don't know. I don't like things that are too sweet. There's something about sugar and me. I have like an aversion. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it just doesn't jive with me. But the bugazza is fantastic, and we went to Mykonos, which is unusual. Usually you wouldn't find it. They usually Rhodes is the place to get bugazza, but that place had run out. We go to Mykonos, we get this bugazza. I mean, it's warm, it's beautiful, it's fresh. I mean, my God. I mean, we took some to the ship. It was a fantastic trip. It really was, and I had a great time. And I thank everyone who joined us. We had a wonderful group of people. It made it very entertaining, and we all sites all together, and it was very good. And I thank my father for a wonderful graduation present. I thank Celebrity Cruises for having us and all of that. So it was a beautiful time, and really glad I got to go to Greece one more time before I start working. Um, Not that I won't be back. Of course I will. I mean, I can't stay away for too long. It's the motherland, like I said. But anyway, so I mean, you're on vacation. I mean, you're there for what, 2 weeks almost, and you get used to it. You get used to the people are nice. They're smiling. They're happy to see you. The food is good. It's fresh. You know, it's good for you. The Mediterranean diet is the best diet. I mean, I'm not. I mean, no bias here. It's just people say this. The people are nice to you. It's just a wonderful place to be. The scenery is beautiful. Yeah, and then I have to say I kind of missed it when I got back. I was like, it's like man, I was there, and then now I'm. I love the states as well. It's just different. I went to the Walgreens. Well, I'll tell you the whole story. First, I went to the CVS, right, and I was trying to get something, some allergy, something sinus. I don't know. I was trying to get something, and their gate or something had like broken at the pharmacy. And anyway, I tried to get this allergy medicine, and the lady goes, "I can't give it to you." I said, "Well, why?" She said, "Our gate's broken." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, our gate's broken, which means you can't sign for it because the pin pad's over there." I'm like, I didn't say anything. What I wanted to say was, "Did you ever hear of a pen and paper?" But the lady was nice about it, so I was just like, okay. I didn't feel like pressing the issue because I knew it was not going to end well. So I just like, what, whatever. I'll just go to the Walgreens. Anyway, I go to the Walgreens. They had the allergy stuff, and also I was trying to pick up this vitamin, this fish liver cod oil. I don't know what it was. I was asked to get it, so I went to go get it. Okay, the CVS didn't have it. A big surprise, right? So I'm at the Walgreens. I'm going to get it, and I see there's a stack. There's like a layout of vitamins. There's like a selection of them. I'm looking for it, and I don't see it, and I see three employees, older, not my age, fairly older. They're just kind of standing in the middle of the aisle. They're chit chatting. So I said, "Excuse me, are there more vitamins than just the ones you have here?" And the lady goes, "There's a whole aisle of them right over there." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Where are they?" She's like, "Aisle 10." I'm like, which direction?" I don't know. I didn't look at the schematic of the store before I walked in there. What was I supposed to do? Study it before I walked in, so I knew where every aisle was and all of this stuff. But I didn't say anything. I said, could you please just tell me what direction to go? She's like, it's down there and to the left. And this guy walks over with me, and there's a whole aisle of them, a whole row of them. And he goes, there you go. Is that good enough for you? I'm like, listen, jerk. Wanting to say something else. Ooh, I wanted to say something. Like, listen, okay, I'm just trying to get this vitamin. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to do a nice thing. You know, I was in Greece. You know, people were so nice that I got to get harassed by you because I don't know the schematic of this freaking Walgreens. You know, is that good enough to you? I'll tell you what's good enough for me. You could kiss my. Anyway, long story short, they didn't have it either, so I just walked out of there. I mean, I paid for what I did get, but I walked out. I'm just thinking the whole time. I'm like, you know what? A few days ago, I was in Greece. The weather was beautiful. Wasn't too hot. The scenery is so beautiful. You got the ocean, the mountains, the sunsets, the people, the food. This beautiful cruise ship, and then now I'm getting yelled at the Walgreens because I didn't know where the vitamins were. It's just, it's there is a difference, people. I'm not trying to disparage anyone. It's just impressions are hard to shake. It's my point. It sticks with you. Okay, I'll never go back to that Walgreens. I'll tell you that right now. I don't want to get harassed again. Next time I want to go find the soap or the whatever I'm looking for. Crazy people. Yeah. Oh, here's another thing, and this was interesting. Uh, One day on the ship, and I forgot to mention this. Me and my father were sitting out, having a monkey shoulder, of course, and I look in the sky. There is a red thing. I'm dead serious now. There's a red thing. It's like a line. It has a tail, and it's just shooting through the sky slowly, but shooting through the sky. I'm like, Papa, what is that? He's like, oh, it's got to be an airplane. I'm like, I don't think so. I've never seen an airplane with a red tail and just going like that. I mean, it was like very high up, right? And I look and there's another one, less, fainter, but it's still there. And I count, there's one, two, three, four. There's four of these things. And he's looking at them too. And then he starts to think, I don't think this is an airplane either. And then I saw an airplane and I was like, well, there's no way. I mean, look at that. That thing is low and it's dark. It's like gray or black or something, this plane. And this thing in the sky is like way up there. It's red. I'm like, it has to be like some kind of meteor or comet or asteroid or I don't know. Some people would say UFO, but I don't know. Would I be alive if it was a UFO? I think they would eliminate the witness. Um, anyway, so I'm just watching this thing. I mean, it was just amazing. So we tried to take a picture of it. You can't, you know how those things are. You try to take some like you try to take a picture of the moon with a cell phone camera. It looks like a golf ball. It doesn't work. Anyway, we posted all what is this? Nobody said anything. Nobody wanted to help us. Okay, that's fine. We'll help ourselves. Okay, we know what we're talking about. The Greeks, we charted the skies and they made up all the charts and the navigation and the Greeks they started this stuff, right? So I think we had it covered. All right, the Greeks, we got it figured out. All right, that's it. um yeah, I'm trying to think what else has been going on. It's been a lot, actually. Hey, did y'all see Top Gun? Pretty good, I have to say. I've seen it twice. Once it was me and my father, and we've been doing the whole Maverick and Goose thing for forever. So this was perfect, to see it. I watched the original, and then I saw the movie the same day, the new one. And yeah, pretty good movie. The action was good. I liked the acting, and it was just a good, fun movie. It wasn't depressing. It had a good ending. They ain't kill Maverick. I was happy about that. Oh, I'm sorry, no spoilers, but if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, I would say go see the movie. Okay, uh, I like it. I think you have to see it in theaters. I saw it twice. Once with me and my father, and then we took my sister and my brother as well. Leo enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it's a good one. And then I want to go see the new Jurassic Park movie because I love Jurassic Park. I mean, who doesn't love dinosaurs, right? Yeah. Um, what else? What else have I been up to? Hey, who's watching Obi-Wan? Pretty good, I have to say. Ewan McGregor looked exactly the same. He just went right back into the role. It was like he had finished wrapping up Revenge of the Sith yesterday. He just jumped right back into the role. I mean, Invader's in it. Hayden Christensen. He came back. Yeah, you have young Leia. I really like the show. Actually, I think it's very good. And some of the set pieces, the Fortress Inquisitoris, that we saw that in the video games, and just different things. They had the girl from Game of Thrones on it, Alaria Sand. Forget the actress's name. My apologies. She was in it. Um, yeah, I like it. I think it's good, especially the fifth episode was really good. I mean, that was intense. You had Vader; he was back in action. They had the flashbacks, yes, with Ewan and Hayden Christensen. It was like back during Attack of the Clones, or 20 something years ago now. And they nailed it. It was just like watching them again. I mean, the dialogue was there, the timing was there. They played off of each other well. And just because it was good, because it was a nice thing that Hayden Christensen came back, these idiot, rude Star Wars fans, they got to say, they were begging for him to come back. They're like, "Oh, Hayden deserves another chance. Hayden should come back." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, I agree with that. I wanted to see him come back. They're like, we want to see him come back. We need flashbacks. And anyway, so they finally give us the flashbacks. So what do you think they say? Oh, he's too old now. He's too old. They should have CGI de-aged him. I mean, how rude. He's not too old. Look. I mean, you could tell he's not the same age, but he's not old. It's ridiculous. These people are crazy. These Star Wars fans. I mean, I guess I just have a thing for liking things with insane fan bases. Star Wars, opera. Uh, I just have this thing. It's like everything I like. The fan base is just made up of a bunch of psychotic people. The Star Wars fans. There's nothing quite like it. I mean, it's just so rude. Why would you even say that? You need to de-age him. I mean, how insulting. He's not 90 years old trying to do it. He's I don't know how old he is. He's not that old. That's my point. I liked seeing him, and you people who are saying that, it's just rude. Okay, y'all need to relax. Anyway, other things going on. Well, I have I started my job um, yesterday, my full time job, working, I'll be in shipping, which is, Greeks, we can't stay away from shipping. So, yeah, it makes sense. Place I've entered in the past 2 years, really like it. I'm here. I'm here. I started. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad. People, they're like, "Oh, he's back." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm back," and it was a great feeling. It's good to see everyone again. Really special. And then also this past week, I launched my side business, as it is, Pierce Bespoke, which is custom clothing, suits, sport coats, trousers, whatever you like it. We measure you up, and you pick your fabric, you pick the liner. The combinations are endless, and this is something that I talked about doing. Actually, when we left for the trip is when we decided to do it. So then we've been in the process, and finally we had our first show. It was a great success. Thank you to everyone who came out to that. Thank you to my father for helping with that, and for Nathan Pierce, the founder. He came out there, and everybody that came with him. Thank you all for that, helping me get set up, and it was just a great show. And I'm excited to do more business with them. Um, yeah, I mean things are going. Things are going. I've been doing a lot. I've been very busy, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been uploading. But now I'm back. Manoli is back in action. I had to get the monkey off my back. I had to get back into the saddle, and now I'm back, baby. And I am not going nowhere because this is Manoli's Musings, baby, and I'm your host, Manoli. and I am not going anywhere. I am back. The Musings are back. So it's getting late. I have to be up. But with that, I bid you adieu. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, spread it out that the Manoli's Musing is back in action, back stronger than ever. And I will see you all very soon. All right? Have a good one.